Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 8 at Santa Anita on Saturday. 1 mile on the turf, the Grade 1 Frankie Kilroe mile. $350,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at the field, and you've got 2 very salty milers in here. The 5 ZA Approval, just pipped by Wise Dan in the Breeders' Cup mile most recently, and Silencio, who didn't finish that far away in 3rd.
They both ran very, very good races in that Breeders' Cup mile. They're just neither one of them good enough to handle a horse like Wise Dan, but they both ran very well. They're both big players in this race.
And there's pace in here that should do some nice things for ZA Approval and Silencio. Both very solid horses, very logical. They're going to take money. Let's take a look at a video replay of the Arcadia Stakes at Santa Anita on February the 1st. And this was a little bit of a new dimension for Winning Prize. A pure speed horse most of his career when he was successful. He rated off of the speed of Regally Ready and finished home very nicely in fast time.
Yeah, I like that he showed that new dimension in this race. There are several horses coming out of that Arcadia who are going to show up back in this race, and you know, we'll just see what happens. It was, if nothing else, it was nice to see Winning Prize was able to do that. Just turn that horse loose on the lead and track him all the way around the track. He was much the best when his rider asked him to come for it. I have a feeling he's going to be pretty tough right back in this race.
Now we know at least he can sit a little bit. Regally Ready is back. You got to figure he's going to be out among the leaders. We know horizontally speaking has a little bit of speed, and Lakerville might even show a bit of speed stretching out. That might work out a nice trip for the number 1 Lochte, who just pulled off a stunner most recently in the Gulfstream Park Turf Handicap. Let's take a look at that race. Lochte got a very nice trip on the inside. The rail opens up, but still, he ran that day.
Yeah, you can't trip out any better than he tripped out in there, but it was pretty hard to believe that he settled it as quickly as he did once he got through on the rail. That was a pretty good field. It wasn't as good a field as this one, but it was a pretty good field, and once he got through on the inside, it was just all over. A horse who was a huge price in there. He just came out of nowhere to win that race. We'll see what happens, Dan. I have a feeling this is going to be way tougher on him, and as good a trip as he got that day, and he has that kind of tactical speed, there's going to be a much bigger pace in this race. He's not going to have as easy a time riding the pocket like he did in that race last time. Look, he was a big price last time. He's probably a big price this time. I won't talk anybody off him if they like him, but this is a much tougher task for him.
Let's talk real quickly about Suggestive Boy, who won the Kilroe last year, then went to the sidelines with an injury. He was only beaten 4 lengths as the favorite by Winning Prize, and I'm not sure he was 100% cranked up for this race. On his best, he can win a race like this one more time.
Yeah, that was a big layoff he was coming out of last time, and not only that, it didn't have a big competitive pace in there going on at all. He was off of it. Not only was he off it, but he was wide the entire way. He didn't kick in with any kind of run through the stretch, but I would be willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he was a good price in this race, you know, just going back to what he did last year, he beat Silencio twice last year, and he beat him on the square, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he runs a lot better with that race under his belt.
Let's take a look at our picks in here. You're going to go with Winning Prize, who's always hinted like he's going to be a very good horse in this division and should get the trip just off of the leaders. I'm going to take a little bit of a chance with the 8 Tom's Tribute, who was beaten by Winning Prize most recently. I've always been a fan of this horse. He just hasn't really put it all together, and while he didn't have an excuse last time out in the Arcadia, he ran okay and has lightly raced enough that I think there might be another forward move. Plus, it looks like he's learning how to rate just like Winning Prize. He's a bit eager coming out of the gate, but I think he can sit also.
Yeah, I don't disagree with your take on this horse. I think he is improving, and maybe he is improving just enough to get there this time. He was really no match for Winning Prize last time, but he ran a good race. I'm not a big fan of the race. The race prior to that Sir Beaufort, that race is not a race I'm a big fan of, but I will say this. That was a race the closers just dominated, and he was right up there on the pace the entire way. So you could give him that excuse to step forward last time. Maybe today's the day for him.
And you're, of course, going to go with Winning Prize. I'm going to use Winning Prize as well. 8-6 for me. You'll take Winning Prize. 7-2 on the line. How are you betting?
I could bet him to win if he goes off at 7-2 in this race. I think he's a good horse, and I'm just going to use him with Silencio and ZA Approval. I think they're the 2 horses to beat in here, but I don't really have any problem betting against those horses, Dan.
Should be a legitimate pace and some very good milers in the Kilroe. Enjoy race number 8 at the Great Race Place on Saturday. Approximate post 3:30 Pacific. Good luck.